Welcome back to Narrow Rails and Mountain Trails. So in today's video, it is the last day of our regular operating season for the ET&WNC Railroad at Doe River Gorge. All that means is that our regular Dayquest season, where we're open to the general public, has ended. During the rest of the year, the train is available for private charters for anybody who would like to charter their own train ride through the Doe River Gorge. But as far as being open to the general public, we're kind of done for the year, at least until we can start running our Christmas trains, not this year, but hopefully next. Now, some things that you do need to know is that Doe River Gorge is primarily a non-denominational Christian summer camp. That is their main focus, that is their main goal. They are a summer camp that happens to have a railroad. And because we are primarily a summer camp, operations get a little weird. Like, for example, having such an extremely short excursion season from June through the end of August. Another thing that you need to know while you're watching these videos is that some of these clips were filmed today, some of these clips were filmed at other places during the summer, but the main thing that you need to understand is that, filming around railroad equipment while you are in active train service is a big no-no. Very big safety concern, is a very big safety hazard. So all of these clips that you are going to see in this video were filmed either while I was off duty, I took a train off for a lunch break or something, or it was before we got started. A lot of these video clips are going to be from, before we really got started and into our day. So I just want to put your minds at ease that no, we don't allow train crew to just randomly stop what they're doing in order to film choo-choo. That's not what we do here. So, without further ado, all aboard, and welcome aboard the East Tennessee and Western North Carolina Railroad. But first, of course, there must be coffee. Because every railroader, unless you are a Latter-day Saint, must have coffee to be able to function, I think. Plus, it's just a great way to get your day started, I think. Alright, so this morning, we're going to head over to Doe River Gorge. We're going to work the last Dayquest train of the season on the ET&WNC Railroad, and I'm going to take y'all along with me for as much of it as I can. So let's go. Something really neat about getting to go to Doe River Gorge and help out, especially when you're traveling from Boone, is you get to drive over top of the old ET&WNC right-of-way. Like, to my right is actually where the Elk Park train depot would have sat. And what I'm driving on is the original ET&WNC grade.
Eight nine one 4811 866 891 4811, or just visit the link on screen, AmericanFinancing.net.
Alright, so we have arrived at Doe River Gorge, and right there you can see our beautiful swimming lake. Plenty of fun lake activities that they have there, including a blob and a water landing zip line. So, today is the last day of our Dayquest season. Dayquest is our regular excursion season here on the ET&WNC Railroad at Doe River Gorge. And turns out I got here about an hour earlier than I needed to. So I might as well show you guys around, show y'all kind of what I'm up to on a semi-regular basis. This is what we call Lakeside Yard. Lakeside Yard was actually put here by a theme park that owned the property before the summer camp came in. And so the theme park company actually put in the tracks that we currently operate on over top of the original ET&WNC grade. Now this little piece of equipment here is actually a speeder, or a motor car, that is actually entirely electric. It is an electric motor car, and I think it might be, to my knowledge anyway, the only electrified motor car in the country. I could be wrong. But we use the motor cars for typical maintenance of way stuff, or if we're running like a really light excursion day, we'll just take people up the line on the motor cars. Behind that we have our Crown Metal Products steam locomotive that is currently being the world's heaviest lawn ornament. And that's our power for the day and every day. It's a little 8-ton Plymouth diesel locomotive built sometime in the late 70s. And in a previous life, it actually worked in a coal mine in Michigan before eventually finding its way to Doe River Gorge. It's not much, but it does what we need it to by pulling our little 2-car train up the gorge and show folks the beautiful and rugged Doe River Gorge. And a lot of this stuff that you're looking at now will soon be completely changed as we are shifting the main line over slightly to be able to extend it all the way down there for our Christmas train loop. And down yonder is also where our new train yard is going. We also have a brand new train station being built as well. So all kinds of exciting things. But you can get a good view of the inside of our train cars here. The seating arrangement is different, but it works. And this back here is my office. Our railroad currently just operates push-pull. So we'll pull you up the gorge, and then the entire return trip is a shove movement. So this back here is my office. This is where I will be spending most of my day today as conductor. So before we get started for the day, I'm writing down our train schedule, making some notes that I'll need during the day's runs. And on this same little pad of paper, I will be keeping track of anything that happens during the day, the number of passengers riding the train, and generally the little notepad that I have in my pocket at all times is kind of like a secondary brain. Then it's time for our brake test and our morning meeting where we go over the operating plan for the day, the number of trains, how many people are going to be on property that day, and then we have a short prayer where we pray for the safety of our passengers, our crew, and our train. And then it's time to start hauling happy people up and down the beautiful and rugged Doe River Gorge on the historic tracks of the East Tennessee and Western North Carolina Railroad. Currently, all excursions stop here at Pardee Point. Pardee Point is named after R.E.O. Pardee, who was the founder of the railroad. He also helped establish the East Broadtop Railroad in Pennsylvania. Historically, trains would stop here at Pardee for a couple of different reasons. Firstly, it is a very convenient spot, being halfway between Cranberry and Johnson City, where the engine crew could step off the engine and do light oiling duties and tend to the needs of their little steam engine. Secondarily, it is a great spot for passengers to be able to take in the beauty of the Doe River Gorge. Now, the reason why our trains have to stop here is a little bit more about practicality. The tracks east of this point are not rehabbed enough to be able to support the weight of a fully loaded excursion train. Hopefully, someday soon, we will be able to run excursion trains past Pardee Point. The track is rehabbed enough to be able to support motor car excursions. So if you would like to take a motor car excursion, they can go a little further up the line than the diesel train can. Hopefully soon, we will be able to run folks all the way to the end of the 3-mile main line and the 1.5 mile loop. This place has always been special to me, as this is where I first got started working with Heritage Railroad equipment. This is me at about the age of 17 on my very first day as a volunteer on the ET&WNC Railroad. I often wonder what this 17-year-old kid would have thought if he knew the kind of adventures that he was about to embark on this particular day, where he kind of hit the rail more than he hit the spikes. But we've all got to start somewhere, and some of us have to start anew. As for this video, well, we've come to the end of our trip. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope that y'all do come and visit us here at Dare River Gorge and take a ride on the historic ET&WNC Railroad. And if you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a follow.